Hey y'all, what is going on? This is Jesse Both in the 19th hole. Gonna do the rookie playthrough here for the current Paradise Islands Tournament. And I'll be playing holes 1 through 9 here in this playthrough, showing you a few of the different routes for some of the holes and hopefully helping you all get through that qualifying and opening round. I encourage you to take notes of this tournament and record your shots, the results, the spins you use, and all that kind of good stuff. It will really help you improve your chances of dropping a lot of these shots. So hole number 1 here, we start out with a par 4. I'll be playing the shot to the left-hand side. You could try to go with a berserker an extra mile and try to really work this shot up the fairway if you have higher level clubs. But if you're playing regular rookie with regular rookie clubs, I would suggest just playing a shot like you're going to see me play with the quarterback. We're going with 3 topspin, max right spin. You want your ball guide to be pointed, pretty much right exactly where I have it pointed. And you want to actually drop this shot back as far as your aiming point, pretty deep back into the fairway, so that your shot will not roll through into the rough. I used a little bit of curl here, and I did that just to try to bend it around the bunker a little bit more. But as you can see, it pretty much came in as I wanted, and pretty much to a good spot to be right there. What that's going to do is it's going to set me up with a long iron shot. I chose my backbone, and if you get farther up the fairway, you can aim your shot farther up towards the green. If you do that, play 0%. But if you can't, and you have to play your shot back where I'm playing it, then I'd play plus 10% for your elevation change. You want to try to find a consistent landing zone for this shot. And there's kind of like 2 tiers right here in this spot where I'm at right now, and then a little bit farther up is another tier. So if you want to just try to find that best spot, as you can see right there, I'm at the front edge of that flat tier. So we're playing plus 10% here, max adjustment for this shot. We hit this one perfect, and it looks like we need to play a little bit more of an adjustment right there. As you can see, my ball bounced kind of right there, kind of at the edge of the base of that hill. So maybe drop my shot back a little bit farther next time we play that hole, and maybe not be so close up to the ridge of that little hill. So anyways, we got the putt in here for the birdie. This is definitely a hole that you can drop the eagle, but it's one that you will have to work on, especially if you're playing with clubs without as much of a ball guide. That really makes things more difficult in the rookie if you're playing with true rookie clubs without a ball guide. It makes the holes much more challenging and difficult. All right, hole number 2 here. This is a par 3. Playing plus 20% elevation with the marlin ball. A backbone is what you want to play with here. I really like the backbone. So we play in the edge of our blue ring at the top of the fringe. Max backspin, which is 4.5 rings. And we're going to line up our shot right at the hole. As you can see, our blue ring at the edge of the fringe. And now, once we have it lined up at the hole, we're going to add 0.5 left spin to the shot. Then we're going to play max adjustment, plus 20%, and try to hit perfect. So what this is going to do is this one should come in nicely off that hill. We should get a flat controlled bounce, and it should go straight into the hole if we have everything lined up correctly. There's that nice flat bounce, and there we go. There's the ace. So I'm going to show you one more time on this hole with a second account. We're going to do the same exact setup and see if we can get the same exact results. So we got our backbone here, going our max backspin, and right there on the base of that hill with our blue ring touching the edge of the fringe, with our ball guide going through the hole. This is a little bit higher club, so we're getting a little bit more of a ball guide here on this shot, but that's okay. We add our 0.5 left spin, which changes our ball guide just a little bit to the left. And now we're going to make our adjustment max plus 20%. And once again, just try to hit perfect. We do hit perfect. This ball is going to come in nicely. As you see, it gets a nice, again, controlled bounce. And it rolls into the hole again for the ace. So 2 for 2 on this hole for the ace. So I'm very happy about that. All right, next hole here is hole 3, which is a par 5. I would recommend a Titan ball for this hole. You really want the Titan ball for your second shot. Now, I'm playing with the big dog and an extra mile. If you have a higher level sniper and you can confidently get your drive far enough up the fairway on your drive, then you can go with the sniper or even probably the Viper if you want. But for this example, I just went with the big dog. So max top spin. We're not going to use any side spin. We're just going to try to get the triple bounce here. Line up our drive and our as far, as good as we can to get that triple bounce to that third fairway. So we're going to make our adjustment here, plus 10%. We are not going to push our shot back up. So if you push your shot back up, then you're going to land right there at the edge of the fairway, and your bounces are going to be off. So you see right there, that is perfectly executed with the triple bounce, and that's going to put us up at 341. So the top spin on this shot is going to change depending on what club you're using. So I've got a big dog 6, so I got a little bit more yardage on this one than I would a 5 or a 4. So we're going to go with 0.5 top spin here for this shot. And we're going to see how this one comes in at 0.5 top spin from 341. It looks like it could have been a little bit closer to like 3/4 of a bar. So unfortunately, without much of a ball guide, there's not a whole lot you can do on this hole except try to aim it at the hole and hopefully get it. If you have a sniper with the ball guide, then you can try to play this left to right slope on the green a little bit more efficiently. As you see, I think the 0.5 topspin came in really well, speed-wise. We just didn't get far enough up that slope to catch that nice left to right slant to the hole. So this is definitely a hole where you're going to practice and take notes as far as where your aim points are, especially if you're using the big dog without much of a ball guide. If you have a sniper, it's going to be much easier to try to sink this shot. The elevation for that second shot was plus 20%, just so you know. Hole number 4, this is a hole where it's a tough par 3. You're not going to see a whole lot of people dropping this shot. I'm playing it with the Guardian. We'll play plus 10%. You play anywhere from 4 to 5 backspin with the Guardian. I'm using a Navigator ball. If you find that you don't have the distance to be able to get your Guardian to the proper spot on this hole, then you may want to go with maybe a power 2 ball to give you a little bit extra distance. But for me, the Navigator ball is going to work just fine. What we're going to try to do here is we're going to aim our orange ring kind of lined up there on the back edge of the of that little fairway. The middle part is going to be right there on the line, and the back left part is going to be just barely cutting the rough, as you can see right there. Our second bounce is midway into that green line of squares to the right of the hole, and the ball guide is just kind of offset to the right of the hole, trying to give a little bit for this right to left push. As you can see, I had a little bit of slight overpower to the right on this shot, but it comes in really nice, and with a perfect hit in a perfect lineup, that ball may have dropped. But I had to go with a little bit of overpower because I did adjust just slightly into overpower. So pay attention to your adjustment and also when you're lining up your ball guide. Your shot button. Alright, so we're going to play this shot 2 different ways. The first way is going to be with the quarterback to the left-hand side, but then we change to the extra mile because we just don't feel like we had the distance for the quarterback. Max topspin, left spin. We're going to aim our ball guide kind of going down the middle of that fairway with our orange ring on the edge of the rough line. We're going to make our adjustment here at plus 10%, and we will not push up. We will use a little bit of left curl, not a whole lot, just a little bit. The goal is to get this ball up this fairway and get ourselves into position for a chance with our Goliath or the Hornet. Now, the one mistake I do make is I didn't bring the Katana ball. This is definitely a hole where you want the Katana ball because you want the side spin 3. As you're going to see, I only have a side spin 2 on this ball right here. and because of that, I'm not going to be able to spin my ball as far to the hole as I want to spin it. So you want to find your club distance. For me, I'm playing this shot pretty much right about mid-club, I believe. And we're going to try to spin our shot to the hole. As you're going to see, when I line up this shot, I'm unable to get the shot all the way to the hole. Because I start moving to the right, I lose my ball gun. That means the tree is interfering. So, as you can see, I'm still about, half a square short as far as my right spin goes getting to the hole. So what we're going to have to do to compensate for that is use a little bit of right curl. So we're going to use a little bit of right curl, hopefully, and get it to the hole that way. We could have gone with a little bit more curl, and if we had gone a little bit more curl, we would have dropped the shot. The easy fix, though, to this solution, this problem, is just bring the katana ball that gives you more right spin, and then I could have just spun that ball guide more in line with the hole, and we would have been okay in that situation. That second shot plays at 0% club, 0% elevation, and then you play your shot according to whatever percent club you're in, min, mid, or max. So for this shot, we're playing plus 10%. We're going to go with max top spin and a couple bars of left spin. You want to push the shot into overpower for that ball guide to be going down the middle of that fairway. We do have a left to right tailwind with 1.2 rings of adjustment here for this shot. So what I did is I pushed my shot about 1.2 rings into overpower just to see where my shot's going to land. I make my adjustment. We push back up. I'm going to go with a little bit of curl and a little bit of overpower here with this shot. If you have a higher level extra mile or if you use a power 3 ball, that overpower will probably not be necessary on this shot, just so you know. The only thing that it will do is it'll get you a little bit farther up this fairway, which is not a bad thing. So for the second shot, we're playing it with the Hornet. We're playing 0% elevation for this shot. And what we're trying to do is just line up this shot. You'll see me kind of messing around with the landing point here. You can get a kind of a weird glitchiness here on this hole. And I was just really unsure as far as where I wanted to line this shot up with. I looked at this point and then I realized that's just way too close to the edge of the fringe right there. So we move it back with the yellow ring just barely off the edge of that fringe line, which I think is a good spot. And we went with a little bit less top spin. So now we're going to make our adjustment here, which is pretty much at max distance for my shot here. So 0% max distance with the Hornet. We hit the shot perfect. And this one's going to come in and bounce really nice. But it came in just a little bit to the left edge of the hole. But this is definitely a hole that I believe that you can dial in and get the drop on. So hopefully y'all can take that information and apply it to your round and get the drop. Alright, hole number 6, par 5. Playing with an extra mile here. And a big dog for our second shot. So we're going to be playing this drive at plus 10%. Now, we're not at max distance of our club, but we're still going to play our club at max distance. That's going to kind of give us a little bit of a natural cushion on this shot, because this downhill shot does sometimes seem like it plays with more elevation than just plus 10%, and that's mostly because of the tailwind that we have here. So we're just going to play max distance on the drive, even though it's not max distance. As you see, we get the nice bounce and the nice roll. And that's going to set us up nicely for our big dog shot to the hole. Alright, so for the second shot here, this is big dog. You can play it with a sniper. Especially if you have a higher level sniper. You may want to think of going with a power 3 ball if you want to play it with the sniper though. But for the big dog here, we're going to go with 2.5 backspin on this shot. As you can see, there's not much of a ball guide. So again, those of you that are able to use the sniper, you have a huge advantage using the sniper over those that have to use the big dog. So this is another hole that players with regular rookie clubs would not have as much of an advantage as those that have maybe a little bit better clubs. We hit that one good. Comes in nicely. Looks like we could have gone with that full 3 backspin, but we were fairly on line with the hole, and we did give that one a good run at the drop. So From that distance, I would go with the full 3 bars of backspin. I think as a general rule with the big dog, 3 backspin is going to be much the general rule with that club. All right, hole 7, par 3. This is going to be a tough par 3 in the rookie. Maybe even tougher than hole 4. This is definitely a shot that could steal a stroke from you if you get caught up in the rough. And this is a hole that a lot of people are probably just going to cash in and take the birdie and be quite okay with it, which, you know, we're going to try to give it a little bit of a run at the hole here. But in the back of our minds, you're thinking, okay, make sure you get the birdie. Make sure you get the birdie. So we're going to go with about 4.5 to 5 topspin, max left spin here with a katana ball and a backbone. You could also use a Goliath on this shot. That would work. We're going with a little bit of left curl here on this shot as well. That is definitely up to you if you want to try the curl or not. We came in a little bit too far down that slope, and because of that, we got a little bit more of a roll. But this is definitely a hole where you'd rather, you know, err on the side of going too far than going too short and being stuck in that rough. All right, hole number 8 is next, par 4. Now you can try to play this one to the right side. If you play it down the right-hand side, you'll be setting yourself up for a second shot with a wood club. So playing to the right side, you know, I'd play plus 20 on the drive and then plus 10 on the second shot. Gonna play it to the left side here and try to set ourselves up for a bounce shot on the pad. So for this, we're gonna go with the quarterback. And the way we're playing this is plus 20%, 3 top, 2 right, with the navigator ball. And you just want to get the ball to the edge of the fairway. See, I could have gone with a little bit more overpower on this shot, but definitely be careful depending on what club you're using. You know, you may have more topspin than I had, or more distance on your driver. So definitely eyeball that drive and just make sure that you stay safe of the rough, but you definitely want to try to get as close up to that fringe as you can. All right, so we're playing this shot here with the backbone. We are trying to aim our ball guide. I like this at the second bounce, about midway into that fringe section. And we're aiming it at the hole as best as we can. We're playing plus 40%, and we play maximum adjustment here on this shot. We hit this one perfect, and this one's going to come. It's going to be a tricky shot, but as you see, we got the good bounce, and we're just a little bit off to the left. So, you know, that was at 40%, played max, and still missed to the left, so it was like under-adjusted somewhat still. So maybe, you know, you could try some of an offset, or you could work on, you know, changing that elevation number around a little bit throughout the week. Hole number 9, going to be playing this with the extra mile and the big dog. Yet another hole where if you have a higher level sniper, it would be a really good club to use on this hole. As well as a driver that maybe has better accuracy than the extra mile, so keep that in mind. So we got our yellow ring kind of right there along the edge of the rough line with our ball bouncing down the middle. 4.5 topspin, max left spin, plus 10% max adjustment on this shot. And we went with about a quarter ball of curl. I think the katana ball is a very important ball here on this hole because you definitely need your side spin 3 for this shot. So like I said, if you have a sniper higher level, the sniper is definitely the shot to go with because it's going to give you that ball guide. It's going to give you a much better chance to drop this shot possibly. As you can see with the big dog, even a big dog 5, we don't have much of a ball guide. So we're just having to line it up as best as we can. We do have a straight tailwind. We're playing 0% here on this shot. So 0% max adjustment is what we're going to play. And with just about 2 bars of backspin, as you can see on this shot. We make our adjustment there, center our shot, and unfortunately we hit great to the right. It's still going to come in pretty good. Distance-wise, not bad. A little bit short, but other than that, not a bad shot. So good luck to you all. Hopefully you all can use this information, improve your rounds, and just remember to take notes throughout the week and make adjustments as you need to give yourselves better chances to drop those shots. Take care. Good luck.